Hello everyone, welcome back to another vlog. We are starting this at the airport. Yes, I am leaving to go on a plane by myself to Florida. I'm not a huge fan of flying, so it is a little daunting going by myself, but I did it and I'm really proud of myself. One thing about flying is that you can see how stunning the world is from a different point of view. I love getting the window seat because it helps me with my anxiety, but it also helps me see the world and how incredible it is. It's just so beautiful, and we take a lot of it for granted, for sure, but I just wanted to show you some clips of how magical this place can be. I started cross-stitching for the first time ever on a plane, and here's my progress. It's actually so nice and relaxing, and I really enjoyed the process. It's really cool seeing the picture come together. And now we're in Florida, as you can tell by all of those lakes. It's kind of a swamp. That's like what Florida is. A swamp. I think I can say that because I lived in Houston, which is also a swamp. I'm visiting my parents. They have a golf cart, so here we are driving around in the golf cart. There is so much wildlife around and it's so green here. The climate is completely different from Denver. It is high humidity and hot, while Denver is extremely dry and pretty cool right now. There are also gators kind of everywhere. Here's one with its head sticking out, and here's a bird walking straight towards it until I think it sees it and decides to fly away. Good choice, little bird. And there's my dad scaring the alligator. Yeah, probably not smart, but you know, that's how we are. I spent about a day and a half chatting with my parents, riding around on the golf cart. It was really nice, but I'm actually here to watch their dogs, so they eventually left me all alone. And here is how I spent my time in Florida, all by myself. Hope you enjoy. Hello, everyone. I am in Florida. Welcome. I'm at my parents' house. I am dog sitting and they just left. I wanted to give you a garden tour because they do live in Florida, which means they can grow a lot of things that we cannot grow in Colorado. And they can kind of grow all year round almost. So let me take you out there and see what's going on. First of all, let me introduce you to these dogs. This is Mario right here, this big guy. And we also have Gia, this little gal. She is a miniature golden doodle, and Mario is a golden retriever, obviously. Here is the screened-in porch. She's so cute. Oh my god. I love her. Hi. You guys are just the sweetest. So we have a pond right here, which is cool. I like the pond plants. There are some fish, as you can see, but there's also some snails, which is awesome. There are snail eggs as well. So that's a snail. Cute. And that white thing on the wall is a snail egg. I guess they're kind of all over the place. So yeah, hoping for some baby snails maybe one day. Here is a pineapple plant. So cute. Look at that pineapple. Wow. And my dad has like raised beds. So here is one bed. There is another bed. Here is the squash plant. I think it's zucchini. There is a zucchini right there, but my dad's having issues with the zucchini shriveling up and falling off, which is a pollination issue. So yeah, I think he's just gonna chop these down and start new. We have some bell peppers. This is a potato plant. Yep, right there. And there's also cucumbers. Trying to grow up this trellis, but failing at it. They have a lemon tree. Oh my gosh, look at all these lemons. My favorite scent in the world is citrus blossoms. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. Oh, I love it. There's lots of lemons on this tree and I have no idea when they ripen. I don't really know. They look like they have a long way to go though. Here are some tomatoes. We're having some yellowing at the bottom, but for the most part, they look good. I did notice some of the flowers though don't quite look pollinated, so not sure what's going on there. We have a bunch of beets that he did not thin, which is fine because you can get some baby beets. And then we also have a bunch of carrots. The carrots are looking really good. And I believe these are onions. And then they also have elephant garlic down here. And then we have a wall of some really pretty flowers. These are mandevilla. This is jasmine, which smells so good. Beautiful. My dad said he did not plant this, but it just popped up. So I believe it said it was a ram goat. I can't even remember what it was, but I'll pop it up on the screen. It was like a ram goat something, or like a buttercup something. I don't know, but it's really pretty. This is some ground cover. I love the blue flowers. I think he said these are daisies. I'm not sure though. I can't remember. This looks like a giant agave, which I love. So pretty. There used to be huge agave like this in Houston. They're really sharp and pokey. They're beautiful. I love when they bloom. Oh, so cool. And then we have a key lime tree. At least that's what it says. Actually, the tag says red lime, but the one on the left has a scientific name, and I Googled that and it was a key lime. So I'm not sure if these are key limes or a red lime. They do look a little big for key lime, like they're getting to the point that they're ripe if they are a key lime. So I'm not quite well versed on citrus plants, but I do know that they smell amazing, and I wish that I had a lemon tree so bad. And then there's some lavender over here, and some kind of bush that I don't know what that is. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, just being out there for 5 minutes and I'm sweating. The humidity here is like no joke. I think it said it was 75 degrees out or something, and so hot. So yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I think I really wanna go to a cross stitch shop, and I want to go look for some alligators and take some photos of them, and maybe also look for some birds because there's like super cool birds here. Hopefully I don't get eaten by an alligator, but I can't really make any promises. I will try my best to stay in the cart. Yes, the golf cart. Yes, we'll be going out on a golf cart later. And that's it. That's all I have to update you on so far. Actually, I want to show you my cross stitch that I started on the plane. So I've never done cross stitch before, and I decided that I would start cross stitch on a plane for the first time to calm my nerves. It went well. It was actually really cool. And last night I sat in bed and kind of finished this flower. So let me show you what this is. There it is. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. Also, cross stitch is just pixel art. That's all it is. It's like you're making little squares, or I mean, they're X's, but they're like a square, and that's it. It's so cool. And one gripe is that like this is called counted cross stitch. So you fold it in half and then you fold it in half again to find the middle of the pattern, which I did, but yet my flower looks like it's off. So if you see this flower, see the amount of white space next to it compared to this flower and the amount of white space next to it. Does that make sense? So even though I counted and I made sure I was like in the middle, like I triple checked how to do it and like whatever, I'm still off by a little bit, but I think it's gonna be just fine. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. I don't know. I keep getting advertised needlepoint stuff on like Instagram, and I've never done needlepoint, so I like looked it up, and the patterns are like 50 to 60 and up. And I'm like, oh my God. And they're tiny, you know, it's like this big, and it's $65 to get the pattern because they're hand painted on canvas. And I'm like, have we not found a better way to do this so that like needlepoint is more accessible to people? So that was like a little bizarre to me. So I don't think I'm ever gonna get into needlepoint. That's just a bit too much for me. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stick to cross stitch and embroidery, which I love. So yeah, I'm excited to go to a store. I think maybe I'll go today. I'm not sure if they're gonna be closed tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So I just drove like an hour and I am at this cross stitch store. I don't know if I can film in it. It looks pretty small, but I'll see what I can find. I hope I can find something really fun. I'm really excited. I've never been to a cross stitch store. There are some colors of floss that I do need to get, so I hope they have a good selection. Let's go check it out. So I may have spent a little bit too much at the cross stitch store. But I got some really exciting things and I want to show you. So the first thing I got, and you know what, I've seen this on Instagram being advertised to me, and it is a pigeon. It says Pigeon and Puddle, and it's by Janine McGowan. So cute. And I bought all the floss to go with it because you have to. I don't have like any of these colors. And they had hand-dyed fabric, which I'm like so into. It was really funny because I was like, oh, it's hand dyed. That's so cool. I'm growing dye plants in my garden so I can hand dye yarn and fabric. And this lady was like, oh, you should look on YouTube. There's so many people that do it. It's so cool. And I was like, yes, I will, thank you. But this is it. So I got this for the background of the pigeon. It's a tan color, but it's like kind of has some variation to it. You know, it's not just blank tan, and I really love that. I thought that was cool. This is also 16 count. Ada cloth. They had to help me a lot in the store. They were so nice. So I went to a place called Brick City Cross Stitch, and it's in Ocala, I think that's how you say it. And they were just lovely people. They're all older ladies, and they were just so nice to me because I'm new and I didn't know what I was like looking for or what I'm doing, and they were just the best. So then I also got this. Oh, I love this one so much. It is a sewing tomato. It has thread and the little swan scissors, and I don't know what these are. They look like buttons, but they also kind of look like berries or strawberries. So cute. Oh my gosh. Again, I got a fabric. I know it kind of looks the same as the other one, but it's actually a little bit more warm toned compared to the other one. I thought it would complement this nicely and really have the colors pop. Beautiful. And then of course I got thread. So pretty. I love all of the colors that I got. I'm not really excited to wind them into bobbins because that's gonna take forever. I might need more bobbins actually, but it's all right. And then I got 3 colors just for myself that I needed. Some cool greens and this one. If you don't know, for cross stitch, they use like a dull needle. It doesn't have a point on it. So I had to get more because I only have one. And if I lose that, then, well, I won't be able to cross stitch. So had to get this. These are size 26, which I think is like a good medium size. And she also gave me like a sample of fabric, which was so nice. They were talking about like stitching on linen, which doesn't have like the defined holes or squares or whatever. And I was like, I don't know about that, but this one has like a really tight weave to it. So she gave this to me to kind of practice on. She was talking about stitching over 2 squares. I don't really know what that means, but she gave this to me to practice on. So whenever I get there, I'll have some fabric. So if you're in Florida, like Central Florida, you should go head up Ocala and hit up that cross stitch store, Brick City Cross Stitch. They did say that they are changing their name soon or something because they're selling it, but the same people will be working there. So I don't know, go check it out. So I've pulled over so I can look at this bird, but also listen to some of the birds. Oh, look at it. So beautiful. I don't know what kind of bird that is, but I love it. Look at it. Oh my God. That's so cool. Wow. Beautiful. Look how sweet my mom is. She got me a quilt maker magazine, which is really cool. I don't really know much about quilting. You know, I know a little bit about like patchwork and all that, but not so much about like quilting. So this is actually kind of cool to read through. And then this magazine is really cool. It's like homemade bath and body, and there's like lots of recipes for so many different things. So cool. Like, I'm gonna get really into this. Creamy carrot facial mask. Carrot powder. Oh my God. So into that. Awesome. So sweet. Thank you, Mom, for thinking of me and giving me some good reading material. I have to show you my mom's diamond painting. It is huge. If you don't know what like diamond painting is, it's where you take these little things right here, if it can focus, and you stick them on to wherever they go on the pattern. It's kind of like painting by numbers, but a bit different. Look how massive this is. It's huge. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm so impressed. It actually feels so good to touch, but I think some of the things are coming off, so I probably shouldn't do that. But she only has like this much left to do, and she's done. If you wonder where I get my craftiness from, it is definitely my mom. Wow, so cool. Okay, hi. I'm sorry that I look like this. I don't know. I haven't been sleeping well. I've been averaging like under 6 hours of sleep for the last 2 weeks. It's really good. Also, if you hear like a noise in the background, that is a dehumidifier because it's so humid here. But I don't know. I wanted to talk about books. I've been reading recently, which is kind of surprising because I'm not much of a reader, but I've been trying to read this book for a really long time. And then, I don't know, I finally sat down and started reading it, and it's been really good. It's called The Well-Gardened Mind, The Restorative Power of Nature. It's by Sue Stuart Smith, and it's really good. It talks about nature and then gardening in general and how that can really help you heal your mind, I guess, a bit. It's like gardening for mental health. It says, from the science of the brain's own gardener cells to the beauty of flowers and the grounding effects of working with nature's rhythms of growth, decay, and regeneration. The Well-Gardened Mind provides a new perspective on the power of gardening. Using case studies of people struggling with stress, depression, trauma, and addiction, as well as her own grandfather's return from World War I, Stuart Smith explores the many ways in which gardening can help transform people's lives. So I am on chapter 3, I think, so far, and I've been highlighting some things here and there. So I'm sure when I'm done with this book, I'll just lightly go over it and tell you about some things that really hit me. But I don't know, I think it's a important book, especially if you're really into nature, gardening, all of that stuff, and you're also struggling with your mental health. It's been really good to read. It's also made me cry a lot, but that's okay. It's needed, you know? I also just went to Barnes & Noble, and I know this is like such a cliche. This is like all over YouTube, but I don't know. I figured if so many people are reading it and recommending it, then like maybe it'll help me in a way. So I did get The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. I know everybody has this book, but I don't know. I just felt called to like read it. I've watched some videos about people reading it, and yeah, I don't know. I just thought it would really help me in some way. Rick Rubin has this website called Tetragrammaton. I'll put it up on the screen here, but it's actually such a cool website. And if you're looking for inspiration, it's a really awesome website to go to. It's kind of funky. There's lots of art and different types of art as well. There's things to watch, there's things to look at, there's things to listen, read, and it's really cool. So go check that out. I'm excited to get into this. I'm not going to start this though until I am done with The Well-Gardened Mind, because I can't do 2 books at once. No way. I can barely do 1 at once. I'm trying to be really disciplined about getting through the book and actually reading it, and I'm enjoying it so far, so that's good. I will let you know when I start this, and of course how I feel about it at the end. And then I got this book, The Artist's Way, another book that's going around YouTube. I think this book started coming into the public sphere because of Dochi. She has a YouTube and she went over The Artist's Way on her YouTube when she was going through it, which is like so cool. Yeah, now a lot of people are reading it. So it is The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It's a spiritual path to higher creativity. The Artist's Way is the seminal book on the subject of creativity. An international bestseller, it has inspired millions to overcome the limiting beliefs and fears that can inhibit the creative process. Perhaps even more vital in today's cultural climate than when it was first published 30 years ago. The Artist's Way is a powerfully provocative and inspiring work. In it, Julia Cameron takes readers on an amazing 12-week journey to discover the inextricable link between their spiritual and creative selves. This groundbreaking program includes an introduction to 2 of Cameron's most vital tools for creative recovery, the morning pages and the artist date. Hundreds of highly effective exercises and activities, guidance on starting a creative cluster of fellow artists who will support you in your creative endeavors, a revolutionary program for artistic renewal. The Artist's Way is a life-changing book. Sounds amazing. So yes, it is like this course that you go through, and there's like pages that you can write in and all of that. And I don't know, I felt called to get the book. I saw a video of someone going over it and it looked like something I'd be really interested in. So I'm gonna definitely try that. I don't know when, but I'll get there eventually. I don't know, I think it's important. So that's that. Just kind of looking for something. I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I'll find it sometime, I guess. So my parents get home today and I leave tomorrow to go back to Denver, and there's some life changes going on I don't really want to talk about right now. Oh my god, I'm not gonna cry, I promise, but I'll open up eventually about them when I get there. I'm out on a walk and I'm obsessed with these trees. The Spanish moss is amazing. I just love it.